So welcome back. Now, my next guest, I was the first guest, so my next guest is Alex Benikov, and he is the owner. He is a DUI criminal defense attorney. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do. And listen up, everybody. First of all, I know it's Friday, and I know a lot of you are thinking about where you want to go out for a drink right now. So I want you to think about what you're doing and listen up. And for anyone out there that's listening, whether it's you or someone that you know, I want you to make sure that you put this phone number in your phone right now, because it can happen to anyone. Go ahead. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me, first of all.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm a DUI lawyer, and I do criminal defense. I've been doing it for close to 8 years now. Arizona has very harsh DUI laws. That's something that everybody should know. So we have a lot of people from other states, so they come here and they say, I'm from wherever. I got a DUI, I got a fine, I didn't have to do any jail. Our DUI laws are very different, they're very harsh. So people need to be really careful when they're out there.
It's a zero tolerance, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it keeps going lower. A lot of older people probably remember when the limit was like 0.15 or even higher, and now it's 0.08. Now there's talk of it being reduced even more. We have a lot of DUI drug laws now, so it's constantly changing, constantly evolving, and it's tough.
I know. Now, there's a lot of people out there that, of course, this was a holiday season, so they might have gotten popped or known someone that got popped over the holidays. You do free consultations with people?
Yeah, definitely, and it's important. And I actually advise people to call around and talk to different lawyers, because like with any field, there's really good lawyers and there's really bad lawyers. And it's important that you find somebody that you like, that you get along with, that has really good reviews. Go to people's websites.
It's all about playing it down, right? It's all about that. Because you might be going to jail no matter what, depending on your situation. Okay, you said you've been doing this for 8 years, am I correct?
Yeah.
Where's your office located?
It's in North Phoenix. It's on 32nd and Bell, but I'm always willing to meet people other places.
So you can help anyone from anywhere?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I've done numerous cases in every court in the Valley, up north, Prescott, Flagstaff, and I do DUI and criminal cases also.
Okay, and you also, for right now, if your case is a new client, you're offering a 20% discount, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Go ahead, tell them what you're doing.
Yeah, so what I do is usually flat fees. Most people think of lawyers, they think of an hourly fee, and a lot of civil lawyers do that. And some criminal lawyers do that also. I like flat fees because I make the analogy, you go to a steakhouse, you don't talk to the chef and he says, well, I'm going to start cooking your steak, and then when I'm done, we'll figure out what the price is going to be. You want to know what it costs. So, with me, I do flat fees, and I'll usually have a separate trial fee so you know what you're getting into. And I think that's more fair. As most people can guess, lawyer services aren't cheap, and I like for people to know, what they're getting into and how much it's going to cost.
Right.
That there aren't going to be a bunch of surprises along the way.
If you're a new client, he's going to give you 20% off. And I know this sounds like, oh, wow, great, awesome. But you know what? It's awesome if you are in this situation. A DUI can be what? How much money?
It can be thousands and thousands of dollars. The mandatory minimum for a regular first offense, just the fines, is about $1,500.
Right.
That's not counting jail costs, interlock costs, insurance premiums, alcohol classes. So you're looking at well into the thousands. And then if it's a second offense, if it's a third offense, if it's a felony, if it's a felony offense initially, which it can be, you're looking at well into the thousands of dollars.
He's been doing this for 8 years. Put this phone number in your phone. If it's not you or someone you know, maybe you have a son or daughter out there that might have gotten popped out there, and we got to help them. So, and he's suggesting that you do a consultation. He wants you to do that and get to know your lawyer. So the phone number is 602-253-6592.
That's correct.
And the website is azduidefender.com. So it's really easy to remember. azduidefender.com. Check him out there. Again, it's 602-253-6592, and he does do free consultations. Been doing it for 8 years. Okay, so let's talk about this tonight. They're going out. They're out there. They might have gotten into obviously they've gotten pulled over. What do they do?
So the first thing is always be nice, be cooperative. I've never had a case where somebody got into an argument with the officer where it helped. You should know who your lawyer is beforehand, so you can call them right away. The police do have to let you contact your lawyer, and if you start looking through a phone book, that's fine. But you're kind of taking a big chance that the person you're going to call is going to know what they're doing.
That's why I'm having them put it in the phone, because they're listening to you now, and I feel it's a great way for people to be able to, kind of get this information. At least call, find out what he can do for you. Again, that number is 602-253-6592. It's azduidefender.com. Is there anything that people should know, let's say, about DUIs before we get going here that I didn't ask you that they should know about the law? Are there any new laws this year other than maybe dropping the limit?
Yeah, so one of the big issues with DUI law now is prescription drug DUIs, what we call drug DUIs. Arizona has alcohol DUIs, which is what most people think of with DUIs, but we also have drug DUIs. And it's not just what people think of street drugs or illegal drugs. Now we have a lot of issues with prescription drugs, and not just elderly people. As you can guess, a lot of people are on prescription medications now, and those prescription medications can cause a DUI. So a lot of the time somebody's taking something that's perfectly legal that's been prescribed to them, but they can still be charged with a DUI.
Right, and if you think the holidays are over, they're really not. They're out there in force right now. It is a big money-making thing. It really is, and I mean, I talk about that here, and I like having you guys on. This is a great way for you to get the word out and let them hear you. Don't take any chances. Obviously, taking Uber is a great way. Obviously, you don't, but a lot of people, they do it anyway, and a lot of people don't realize that one drink can get them a DUI, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. With the DUIs, most people think of the .08 legal limit, but Arizona actually has a DUI that's even lower than that, called impaired to the slightest, which is exactly what it sounds like. Somebody can have one drink and they could still be charged with a DUI, and I've had countless cases where somebody's been below .08 and they've been charged with a DUI, sometimes with drugs or medication, but sometimes just with alcohol.
Right, and you don't have to necessarily be driving the car, right?
That's
or it
correct.
could be you walking or even riding a bike. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So
on the boat, wherever you are.
Yeah, airplane.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've had cases where people have been on scooters, mopeds, motorcycles, pretty much anything you can imagine. And it's interesting that you brought up that you don't even have to be driving. I've had lots of cases where somebody's parked in a parking lot outside of a bar. It's cold out. It's hot out.
You think it's right? No, if you've got those keys in your hand, you're not right.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I've had countless cases where somebody's sitting outside a bar and it's hot out. They have the AC on and they'll still get charged with a DUI.
Wow.
And that's one of those times you really want a good DUI lawyer, because you go talk to the prosecutor and say, "Hey, dismiss my case." You can guess what their answer is going to be,
right? And
then you're looking at all the consequences.
So what about this? I had no idea there could be trends in something like this, but what are the trends, the latest trends in DUI?
Yeah, so this is a big business for police. Pretty much every police force in the valley has task force, and officers are devoted to DUIs. So most people think police are just out there to enforce whatever law, but most police departments have large task forces that just focus on DUIs. So these officers, that's their primary job. A lot of it's at night, but also during the day. A lot of cities also have officers that are trained to draw blood now. So back in the day, they used to have to take you to a hospital, find a nurse or somebody to take your blood. Now the officer takes you to, looks like a large bread van. They put you in the back and they take your blood right there. So, the police keep cracking down on the laws. The punishments keep going up and up, and the limits keep going down and down.
Now, you do tell everybody that they should have a consultation with lawyers. They shouldn't just
Absolutely.
pick one. He does free consultations. He's been doing it for 8 years, and his phone number is 602-253-6592. Put it in your phone. Put it in your phone just in case, whether it's you or someone that could get in this situation. Put it there so that you have it. He's also doing 20% off of the, if you're a new client, he does a flat rate, he says.
That's correct.
Okay, and again, that website is azduidefender.com. I like your website.
Thank
I like
you.
it. It's easy for everybody to remember. So again, how does somebody know, even if they have a consultation with an attorney, how do they know that it's the right attorney for them?
Yeah, so it isn't one thing. I think it's a combination of factors. What kind of awards and recognitions do they have? have? What kind of reviews do they have?
How many have you gotten off is what I want to know.
Yeah, so 2016, we had about close to 20 complete dismissals where the whole case was dismissed. We had a number of more than I can count where charges were pled down. So, be careful when a lawyer says, just pay me, we'll make this all go away. That's not ethical and that's not honest. But, a good lawyer will be honest with you and make sure that you get the best outcome possible. Sometimes that's a dismissal. Sometimes it's getting the charges reduced. Sometimes it's, we can't do a lot, but, you know that you're getting the best result possible, that, the police did everything correctly, that the prosecutor gave you the best outcome possible, that you're getting the fairest deal that you can, even if it's not a dismissal.
With your DUIs, you do criminal as well.
That's
and when
correct.
you're drinking, a lot of things happen. You get in a fight with your loved one, and then you smack them, and that's a
correct.
criminal case,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so Arizona, our DUI laws are very harsh, but our criminal laws are also very harsh, our domestic violence laws. So
One's going to jail no matter what. Go ahead.
So a lot of people don't know that I have a lot of cases where, like, a husband and wife get into an argument, somebody throws a cell phone. Well, that's criminal damage. So now you're looking at 6 months mandatory classes, domestic violence conviction. You may not be allowed to own guns, which, as we know in Arizona, we like owning guns. So if you can't, I've had cases where somebody pushes somebody down on a couch. That's an assault. So, obviously domestic violence is a very serious issue, but, you also need to make sure that your rights are being protected, that if you are charged with something, because again, there's mandatory 6 months classes. Those classes cost money. So you're missing work, you're missing school, you're having to pay for the classes. So it's a pretty steep consequences.
It really is. Now, we're done with the segment, but I wanted to say this. Everybody, be safe out there. That's the first thing. And if you can take an Uber, take an Uber. But you know what? If you get in trouble, and it happens to everyone, a lot of people, everyone knows someone that it's happened to. So write the number down, put it in your phone, please. It is 602-253-6592. It's azduidefender.com. And right now, for new clients, he's doing 20% off his flat rate.